Pressure? No, mate, not feeling any pressure at all. You know, sure, there are constantly protesters outside my house burning effigies, and there has been the odd credible death threat. But I think it's clear to everybody to see what the problem is. No, mate, the car, not me. Hey guys, I'm Aussie Villain and welcome back to Forza Ferrari. Today we have round 3 of our second season. It is the Australian Grand Prix in Melbourne, so a home race for me. There's nothing new on the car, so there's no reason to suggest it's going to be any different. I've got a rum and coke to help me get through this one, and, and 2 rums and coke apparently, and I should have supposed to see the second one, and, yeah. We're hopefully going to fluke into a result. I don't know. Now, if we have a quick look at the race, because there is nothing to catch you up on, we're still waiting on our most recent designs to be ready so that we can then manufacture them. And there's nothing else we can really do until that happens. So we are expecting a dry weekend, as we can see there. Circuit map. Red sector 1, blue sector 2, yellow sector 3 sections by speed. It's a much quicker track than it used to be. So yeah, it's a little bit reminiscent of Saudi, and we saw last episode. Didn't go too well, did it? Car attributes, we can see there, top speed, high speed cornering, and DRS effectiveness. DRS effectiveness, actually, I don't think is too bad. What we should go and do is see where we do rank on the grid in different categories in a second. So we can see here, virtual safety car saves you about, 4 seconds on a pit stop. Expected strategy, the 1 stop, you could do a 2 stop. The fact that that 2 stop is soft, medium, and hard. So a medium hard, yeah, it's an interesting split there. So a soft hard is surely not really doable then, is it? We'll have a look anyway. Compound performance, we can see there's not a massive difference in between the soft, the medium, a little bit of a drop off then to the hard. And the drop off, you know, degradation wise is fairly well spread evenly between them. So yeah, the hard tire is not necessarily a good one, is it? Because it's half a second slower and it doesn't actually degrade that much slower. So you want to be on soft. I wonder if a soft, medium, soft is going to be possible, because that might be, or even a medium, soft, medium. That's probably a better way to do it. Historically, Giovinazzi won here last year, and Charles. So we won this race last year. Oh, there we go. Wonderful stuff. So yeah, there we go. Let's see if we can back it up. I doubt it, but you never know. Now. Race performance targets reach Q3. That would be very nice if we could do it. 1 car in the top 4 would be a miracle. Fastest lap of the race is unlikely. Someone in the top 4 again is unlikely. Finishing streak, 1 car in the top 6, unlikely. In qualifying, 1 car in the top 6 for 2 races, again, it is unlikely, isn't it? But let's go and have a quick look at where the car does rank. If we go to car analysis here and we go to rank on the grid. So at DRS effectiveness, it actually isn't the great. Top speed, we're not terrible. High speed corners, we kind of are. Yeah, we're just not a good car right now, are we? We are, as we've seen in the first 2 races, we're the 5th best car, and that means we come 9th and 10th. Anything better than that, and we've kind of outperformed the car we've got. So, yeah, it's not great, is it? So there we go, confirmation of the weather. No rain at all, which is unlike Melbourne, to be honest. But anyway, you can tell from Sydney, can't you? Let's do some free practice and I'll see you for qualifying. Alright, we have done free practice and it didn't go too badly. For FP1 we were 7th and 8th, although we were on a soft tyre and there are a few behind us that perhaps were not. So that may be a little bit unrepresentative. FP2, 10th for Mick. And then if we go down, we will see that Antonio Giovinazzi was 12th. And then FP3... Lance Stroll was fastest. Red Bull was very close, but yeah, there was a little bit mixed up perhaps. We were a little bit further down, 12th and 13th in the end. But yeah, we'll see how we go. Now qualifying gets underway. And we have the indignity of coming back for Q1 because both cars after their first run are currently out. Now I'll admit I didn't see the laps. I think we got 8 turned and I was melting, so I had to do a costume change into a t-shirt. So no idea if we hung up or not. I thought we'd be absolutely fine in Q1. But let's see. Sector 1. So green for Giovinazzi, who we're on board with. Mick, about to go through. He has gone green as well. So perhaps we did get held up. It is unlike us to be this slow. Now Giovinazzi has only done a yellow middle sector. He's got traffic coming up here. Get out of the way. Did he take that a little bit too slow perhaps? Oh, is Giovinazzi going to get out in Q1? I mean, this is a whole new low if it is. Go on, Gio. The checkered flag is out. We can't go again. Giovinazzi. Oh, Jesus Christ. He is out in Q1. Mick. Can he at least save something for us? He goes 10th, but Giovinazzi out in Q1. Just when you think it can't get any worse. Now, it looked like he did maybe get a little bit blocked in that that corner, didn't it? But, I mean, that's no excuse. Come on. We are out by, you know, a good couple of tenths as well. So, a big scalp there. And, well, let's see if Mick can fly the Ferrari flag for us. Alright, so here we go with Mick. He is on a fresh set of tyres. Did his first run on a used set. He was 8th. He's just gone down to 9th. There is absolutely, look at the differences. There's absolutely nothing between everybody. Now let's have a look at sectors here, and here is the first sector. So not faster for Mick there. Someone nicely gets out of our way for us. No one is going faster right now, as that's our lap done, isn't it? So we can probably just politely end that because we've been screwed. Now Leclerc and Ocon are going faster. Ocon is about, I think he may have got held up by Gasly. Did he a little bit? No. Are we going to get our heart broken? Yes, we are, as Verstappen goes into the top 10. And no one is going to Q3. So, it's a nice home race for me, isn't it? Alright, now what can we do with strategy here? Now, I wanted to have a look at a soft... So if we were to do soft, medium... I mean, there's no point doing a hard tyre. You don't need to do a hard tyre. You could push the whole way, more or less. Because here's my thinking. We know the hard tyre isn't a great tyre, although if you do that one stop, you can at least... Can you push the whole way? You can more or less. But I just don't think the hard tyre is a good tyre to be on. So I think what we might do... We've got nothing to lose with Giovinazzi. We're coming from the back. We really don't have anything to lose, do we? So let's try that. Mick, do we try and be a little bit more sensible with Mick? Okay, so here's what I'm thinking. Let's go with Mick, because I did save a set of mediums. So if we do 2 mediums and sort of push them as hard as we can with a soft in the middle. I mean, we don't need to go maybe quite that hard. But yeah, I just wonder if maybe that might work out okay for us. Because this is the thing, we lack pace, right? We know the car is not quick, so we need to maybe, with a tyre offset, maybe get us a bit quicker. So let's try this. We're outside the points to start anyway, so we really do have nothing to lose. Alright, welcome back. Oh, this is a disgrace, isn't it? If you're wondering why I went medium and not soft, 2 softs with Mick, because he went that little bit further in qualifying, he doesn't have the fresh tyres. So that's why he's got 2 sets of mediums rather than 2 sets. He got absolutely mugged off in that. He was doing so well, and then just let 2 guys sweep around the outside there. So Giovinazzi will do soft early for him because he needs to move forward as quickly as possible. And then, yeah, well then Mick just needs... I mean, we need to go. That's the ultimate thing. We need to get overtakes done. This... Yeah, I mean, most people we imagine are going to be on a 1 stop. So we need to be, you know, we need to make up a pit stop. What we don't need is a Haas coming past us, please, Mick. Or was that Giovinazzi? No, we're on board with Mick. So if you could not do that, that'd be brilliant. Oh, we are so bad, aren't we? We are just the slowest car. As Magnussen is putting up a bit of a battle here with K-Mag. Now, we are burning through our ERS right now. The reason for that is just to try and stay within DRS with as many cars as possible. If we're looking at Giovinazzi, I mean, he hasn't made up any positions either. I think I'm going to need a 3rd rum and coke. This is ridiculous. So we've had a crash involving multiple cars, none of which are a Ferrari, so that's nice. It is going to be, yeah, is that Gasly and Hulk? A lot of swearing there, but you can see it's certainly let us catch up a bit of a gap though, so that could be useful for us. Alpine aren't happy. And yeah, it's definitely brought us back up into a little bit of a group. Now, someone's going to have to peel off with damage, you would imagine. We're still on board here with Giovinazzi, who is just not able to get any sort of overtakes done, and is still in 18th. So it was Hulkenberg and Gasly. This could be an overtake now. If he can make that stick, he can. So that's Leclerc passed. We've got Sainz up in front of us now. And if we go and jump on board with Mick, he does kind of need to get past Lando Norris. The McLaren is arguably a worse car than ours. So we don't need to be sitting behind him for any extended period of time. And it looks like Giovinazzi just got another place as well with the assistance of the DRS. So it's Ricciardo up next for him. And then Piastri, a bit of an Aussie battle there. We need to try and break that up. I'd love to ideally be able to charge the batteries up a little bit, but the problem is that we're in the DRS train. I don't want to get caught out and find ourselves dropping back. But what we might also start to see here as well is if other cars are doing a one-stop, which Norris almost certainly is, that we may start and see them having to start and save their tyres, whereas there's a decent chance some of these other medium runners, they're going through their tyres as much as we are, and they may well probably get an overtake done here as Hulk. I don't know if he made a mistake there or something, but did we get charged into that corner? No. This would have been a good lap to have a bit of ERS, I think, because we got a good run off there. I don't know what's wrong with... Oh, Hulkenberg hit Gasly, so he might have a little bit of damage, perhaps. So, can we go and get Norris now, who doesn't have DRS? Come on, Mick. Come on, Mick. No, not quite. Yellow flag. Giovinazzi's up to 15th. What's happened there? That's overtaking Hulkenberg. We're on board for that. So, another crash involving multiple cars. And is this just in front of Giovinazzi? So, just behind... Yeah, the Williams and the McLaren. So, that's where Giovinazzi got another spot from. Alright, and Mick has just got past Lando Norris. Nice one up the inside. Now, we did use a little bit of deployment to get there. Now we're going to be sitting duck down the front straight. Let's see here. We're sort of ruining, not doing the lift and coast to try and keep Lando behind us if we can. He is almost level with us. There he is. And unfortunately, we've not quite been able to make that one stick. Which was always, of course, the risk. But... at least we appear to have some sort of pace in the race. Whether it's enough to make up an extra stop, if everybody is only one stopping, I guess time is going to tell. Can Giovinazzi get past the other McLaren? That looks a little bit more straightforward, doesn't it? So, yeah, Giovinazzi is coming forward, as we saw him do in Saudi Arabia. He's just got to learn to qualify better, doesn't he? And can Mick go and get back past Lando? Come on. Let me get a little bit of deploy. Get that done around the outside. Nice one from Mick. Very, very nicely done. All right, now he needs to go. And he's got a 3-second gap to Gasly in front. We'll keep an eye on lap times. But he will be able to go faster. And then it's down to Giovinazzi to find his way past Hulk, who's damaged, Albon, who might be damaged, and Norris, who is almost certainly one-stopping and a little bit slower. So we've got another crash involving multiple cars, and this is at the very, very front. The two Aston Martins battling for the lead. They're not. They have. They've taken each other out. What a wonderful thing for us. But what are they doing? Alright, so Mick is just unable to get past Lando, although he might have just managed to do it there. We were just trying to reharvest the battery. He's just being very annoying, is Lando, but that's good. This is going to be Giovinazzi's in-lap, though. Now, what we're going to do, the soft tyre isn't really holding up to the pushing, so, whereas Mick's medium tyre is. It's hot, but it's still degrading at a regular, sort of what we would want it to do. So, we're going to go medium with Giovinazzi, and I'm hoping, anyway, that will help him. Now, can we get a good stop out of these guys, please? And thank you. Nah, not too bad. So this is going to put us on long last. Now, we do have Urs with Gio. So we're going to do a couple of deploy laps here. And we're going to try and, make up as much as we can here early on in this stint. We'll go to aggressive. And, yeah, so we'll see what sort of lap times he can do. He's 10 seconds last, but... he's got the free air, and he was being held up. There's no doubt about that. This train of cars is just a little bit frustrating, to be honest. Yeah, I mean, there's an argument to say we could do we push on a little bit more with Mick and just try and once and for all break Lando? But I think what we need to do, the McLaren is clearly quick in a straight line because it keeps coming back past us with DRS. So I think what we maybe need to do is harvest up, and then similar to what we do with Giovinazzi, when we make our stop, a couple of deploy laps and hopefully leave Lando behind there, although we should have free air unless he comes in front of us. We should have free air anyway. Alright, so Mick is coming in this lap. Giovinazzi is absolutely flying. He's caught the back of the field now. We could do with them getting out of the way here. We're going to have to do overtakes with this strategy, which is perhaps one reason why it might not work. I think if I remember correctly back to this race last year, I think Mick got stuck in a bit of a DRS train. So we need to be trying to get overtakes done relatively quickly here. But let's, as we do get one done there, let's go back to Mick and see what sort of pit stop we get. We're going on to a soft tyre. And again, 3.1, not the best. At least it's not horrible. Now, is he going to come out? He does come out a long last now. Well, not a long last, but certainly at the back. On a soft tyre, though, again, we need to get overtakes done if this is going to work for us. So, yeah, we need to get our heads down now and get this done. We've already overtaken Piastri, haven't we? Can we get that done? Now, these guys are all going to be on, of course, much, much older tyres now. We've got brand new tyres on. Or near enough to, and they're obviously on the tyres they started on. So Ocon has just come in the pits. Oh, get out of the way, Oscar. Come on, mate. Oh, now we've got somebody else up the inside. We don't need this. Oscar, get out of the way, mate. Out of the way. You've got a penalty as well. Go in the pits. Good man. Alright, so now Ocon was in front of us, wasn't he? I think. I would imagine he would be. He's come out in front of us as well. But these are probably other two stoppers. Unless they put a hard tyre on, Ocon has not put on a hard tyre. So there are a few other two stoppers, so we're not completely out on our own. But yeah, we need this. It's sort of this kind of phase of the race when we're on the newer tyres, everybody else is on the older tyres. This is where we need to make it count now. Alright, so we are just moving Mick past Giovinazzi, which is fine. Mick's on the faster tyre anyway, so yeah, that is good. We're moving up. If you look at some last lap times here, we are seconds a lap faster than Hulkenberg, then Albon, then Magnussen. These guys that are possibly starting or looking at a one-stop. So we're on track, I would say, to be able to beat them. But, you know, time will tell, obviously, to see, you know, the extra stop, how badly is that going to affect us. And, yeah, Giovinazzi's doing a decent job of keeping up with Mick. As we've got, who's in front of us here? So Hulkenberg, we really are catching Hulkenberg quickly, aren't we? So we're almost back to the points. And, yeah, well, it's going to be interesting to see. If we've got to get overtakes done. That is this. Ultimately, that's what this whole strategy is going to come down to. If we can get overtakes done quickly and not lose too much time, then it's going to work out better for us. If we can't, if we sit behind people in DRS trains and whatnot, then it's not going to work. But yeah, as long as we've got the likes of Albon and Magnussen holding up trains of cars, that's a nice move there. Now, can Giovinazzi go and get him as well? Yeah, as long as there's some people up there that are maybe holding up the trains a little bit for us, then that will obviously help us catch up as well. But I'm curious to see what some of these other teams do. There's a lot of cars that have now made stops. You can see there. So I don't know if they're all going to two-stop or if they're trying to one-stop. Norris is all... yeah, Norris looked like he was one-stopping. They're going to be really slow at the end, so we're definitely going to have a chance to, you know, even if they get past us at a pit stop, to come again back past them for a second or third time in the race. Alright, we've had another crash. It's Perez, and that looks like a 14. That is Alonso, isn't it? And there we go. So, well, we'll see how much damage those guys have now. And it's a shame we couldn't get a safety car, actually, because we're coming in this lap with Giovinazzi, next lap with Mick. Now, it's Stroll that is just in front of us here. He has come in, made his stop, got onto a soft tyre, so he's absolutely flying. But that soft tyre for him's got to get to the end. And I don't expect us to be catching him by any means, but he does need to get to the end. And he will definitely be a lot slower than he is right now. It looks like Alonso is quite slow as well. So in comes Giovinazzi past the V8 Supercars pit and onto another set of mediums. What's going on there? It's a 5-second stop. Oh, what has happened?
So we see the Ferrari pull in.
It's all looking fine. I mean, these guys are just morons. Absolutely. Trained monkeys could do a better job. So that brings Giovinazzi 3 seconds out, slower than he should be. Maybe 2 seconds based on our average time. And because of that, he is now behind Leclerc. So, yeah, I mean, it's not ideal, is it? So, anyway, Mick's coming in this lap. Let's see what he can do. Hopefully they got their bad one out of the system and they're not going to dwell on it now. As we go past the V8 Supercar pit and into a set of mediums. Honestly. Well, I mean, I don't understand. I don't want to look at the issue again. I can't put myself through that. Where's my rum and coke? Alright, well this gives us a pretty good overview of the race. You can see we're right behind Ricciardo here with Mick. 9th is what we're looking at. We're looking at 9th and 10th again, which is just where we are, aren't we? Mick's just got past Ricciardo with DRS. Giovinazzi's not too far behind him. And yeah, I mean, as I said, unless there's a safety car or something a little bit out of the ordinary happens, we're just 9th and 10th right now. Tyres are overheating slightly, but I mean, that's fine. If we can go and get past Denny Rick, that would be helpful. And, yeah, I mean, Giovinazzi does have more pace than Mick does right now as well. So, we're just neither here nor there, but what we don't need is, I mean, we're still catching Norris. You can see they're a second a lap more so faster than Norris, Albon and Magnussen. So, and they're not that far ahead of us by the looks of things either. Let's wait and see if we can hold on to this with Denny Rick. We're more likely to get the overtake done, I think. Don't run up the back of him. We don't need a Sergeant K-Mag moment, do we? So yeah, we've got one Williams out of the way. It should be fairly straightforward to catch and pass up to Albon. Then we've got a bit of a gap, 9 seconds, to go and get Magnussen. And, well, we are faster. That might... We've still got, what, 12 or so laps to go. Giovinazzi absolutely flying at this stage of the race, though. So let's just... You harvest, Mick. Just harvest. Alright. We're going to do this. Who has DRS this time? Mick has it. I wonder if we could get away with harvesting both of them. Ricciardo's not that far away, so I don't want to do anything too silly here. But if we can catch them still at a decent rate while harvesting, then we will have our Urs to fight with when we get there. So as long as Ricciardo is dropping back, it's not too much of a threat, then this might be a sensible thing. Though if we can just not fight each other, guys, that would probably be a good thing. I'm going to say, Mick, if you don't fight your teammate, please. He's faster than you are right now, so just sit there. Alright, now we have caught Norris and Albon. This is 11th and 10th, so this is to get one car into the points, which would be nice to say the least. We've got Albon, it looks like, on a aging set of softs, I'm assuming. Yeah, it's a very much aging set of softs. And then Norris on a hard tyre, which is got plenty of life left in it, but we know it's not the fastest tyre at all. It's half a second a lap slower than the mediums, and degrades at similar-ish kind of speed. So, yeah, we're deploying with Giovinazzi because we do need to try and get, when we get to the back of cars, we do need to try and get overtakes done as quickly as possible. And this is sort of worst case scenario now because we need to get these guys quickly so we can go and chase after K-Mag so we can try and get both cars into the top 10. But it's not looking particularly like it's going to happen right now, so we'll really go on these tyres because there's no point having them if we're not going to score any points. And we're almost, we've almost burnt this battery. Come on, Gio. He's got Mick right behind him. So he does need to get it done, and that is his battery deployment done. As that's one down the outside. That's a pretty good move from Giovinazzi. And let's see now if we can go and get, without battery but with DRS, if we can go and get Lando Norris on the hards. It looks like he can, and that should be job done. And we'll now send Mick on deploy to try and get him past. So yeah, that should be good. We've already got past Albon, and now we just need to go and get Lando Norris if we can at all manage that. And we can try with both cars then to go and run down Magnussen and nick 2 points. Or, yeah, 2 extra points, I suppose. Because as things stand right now, of course, it's just the 1 point for Giovinazzi. Come on. Let's go and burn this extra petrol. Get it done. Get it done. Get it done, Mick. Get it done, Mick. Oh, next corner. Come on. Super hard on the tyres, mate. He's blasted past. And that is that. So, as I said, should be job done. We'll just try and break DRS to Norris. We had just about managed to do that. We're back into DRS of Giovinazzi. And yeah, happy days. Tyres are overheating, but that's okay. We'll keep an eye on that. Chase down K-Mag. So, I don't think we're quite going to manage to do this. K-Mag, we are second or so a lap faster than him, but just as we are about to, we've had Verstappen win again. Yeah, we're just not quite quick enough to make up the deficit. We need another 3 laps or so and we would have done it. But there we go. It's going to be, I mean, we've moved forward. The strategy kind of worked, I suppose, but it's 10th and 11th. And that is not what we're doing as Ferrari, is it? That is very, very disappointing. So there we go. Mick up 1. Wasn't a mile away from fastest lap, actually. Only half a tenth or so. And yeah, Giovinazzi up 7. I mean, you can't qualify 18th and expect to score points. I mean, in the end, we were the only ones, apart from Piastri, who did a 2-stopper. So we both moved forward. It kind of worked, didn't it? It just... same old story. Car's not quick enough. So in the driver standings, Mick, well, they stay where they are. Mick with 7 points, and Giovinazzi there. If I just move myself over, maybe so you can see a little bit better. Giovinazzi with 3. The constructors, I mean, that is just not good, is it? It's 56 points now to second. When are these upgrades coming? And of course, the other issue is the pit stops, isn't it? If we didn't have those 2 slow pit stops, we may well have caught and passed K-Mag. So it all comes back into your total race time, and that is just part of it, isn't it? But guys, that will do it for today. It's getting worse, isn't it? It's definitely getting worse. You can see, though, the design parts are coming. We've got 25 days now until the Azerbaijan Grand Prix. What we can't afford to do is emergency manufacture things, but we will have those things coming, possibly in time for Azerbaijan. We'll have to wait and see. But yeah, if you've enjoyed that for some reason, hit thumbs up, subscribe if you're new, and I will see you next time as we hopefully have something on the car to make us go faster. Take care.